Born on the 29th of May, 1985, as the last son to late Reverend Dr. L.C. Emeruwa and Reverend Mrs. Faith Emeruwa in Port Harcourt, hails from Umugo Oloko in Ikwano LGA, Abia State. He was raised under strict and disciplinary parenting as a pastor's kid. Growing up as a child in the Assemblies of God Church, Rumukwarushi II, as it was called then, where his dad pastored, he started singing kids' poems and making Bible recitations at a tender age in church. His dad, being a reverend in the Assemblies of God Church, was transferred from the then Assemblies of God Church, Rumukwarushi II, to the branch at No. 1 Ibadan Street in the old Port Harcourt Township. As a result, AB had to move from Afisam Nursery School in Rumukwarushi to start his primary school education at State School 1, Ibadan Street, at the age of 5. Even though it was a government school with poor and very dilapidated facilities, he still found a way to perform brilliantly and frequently came out as one of the top pupils in class. As a result of his top performance and level of brilliance, his dad thought it a good idea for him to attempt the first school leaving certification examination from primary 5 instead of the required primary 6, which he did and passed very well. So he proceeded to Government Comprehensive Secondary School, Borakiri, at the age of 10, where he did his junior secondary school 1 and 2. It's also worth noting that AB developed a deep love for music at a very tender age. He started playing the drums in church at the age of 7. He went on to become one of the most profound drummers within his circle from then on, until his days at the university. His dad was later transferred to pastor the Assemblies of God Church at 13 Woji Road, Rumogba, where AB spent the most of his formative years. So he had to change school to Hallow College at JSS 3, where he did well as an average student until he finished his secondary school education in the year 2000. He wrote the West African Senior Secondary School Certificate Examination, WASCE, and the National Examination Council, NICO, where he passed all his papers in both exams in one sitting. The same year, he sat for the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, examination and performed averagely well too. The same year, he got admission to study architecture at Abia State University, Uturu. His dream has always been to become an architect, inspired by his love for fine arts and great buildings. During his secondary school days and teenage years, his passion for music led him to learn how to play other musical instruments like the keyboard and bass guitar. And he developed his talent as an amazing vocalist and music director too. In his very early teenage years, he and a few other persons, the likes of Pray Odedi and other great minds, started the Universal Love Choir, ULC, in the Assemblies of God Church, Upper Room, Rumogba, PH, where he served as the music director for years, and the choir is still very active and strong till date. He gained admission into the university at a very young age of 15. During his university days, he became a very dedicated member of the Christ Ambassadors Students Outreach Fellowship, KSOR. He continued using his talent to serve God as an amazing drummer and a lead vocalist. During his university days, he and a team of other musicians became so influential in the school and among students of other universities in the East and South. The fellowship hosted an annual music concert called Tehillah, which became very famous and would attract young people and students from all walks just to come and experience the amazing choir ministrations and performance of the amazing KSOR Reconciliation Choir, CRC. AB started writing great songs in his teenage years, and even went on to record some of them and taught his church and school choir some of the songs too. He finished his BC in architecture at the age of 19 in 2004 and completed his MSc in architecture immediately after at the age of 21 in 2006, both from Abaya State University, which made him one of the youngest graduates in MSc, a degree holder among his peers. Immediately after his graduation, he started getting jobs to handle architectural designs. One of his earliest major projects as a young graduate of architecture is the church building of the Assemblies of God Church, 54 Arachukwu Street, Rumamasi, which he single-handedly designed and participated in the supervision of its construction in 2006. The building is still standing strong to date. He also designed several other private residential buildings before he went for his NYSC in 2007. Immediately after he graduated from the university, he thought of pursuing a professional music career, which led him into the studio to start recording some of his self-written songs. But shortly after that, he was posted for the National Youth Service Corps NYSC program in Sokoto State in 2007/2008. While in the orientation camp at Government Technical College, GTC Farfaru, Sokoto, his talent as a musician brought him out as he started performing some of his already recorded songs in the camp. He became a notable figure in camp. During his NYSC days, he became very actively involved with the Nigerian Christian Corps Fellowship, NCCF, and continued serving God with his talent as the keyboardist and sometimes drummer of the fellowship throughout his service year, and also continued singing in the fellowship. He also joined the Living Faith Church, Winners Chapel, Sokoto, and became very actively involved with the church choir, and became very influential as he started teaching their choir and leading choir ministrations and playing the keyboard too. He worked with one of the most notable architectural firms in the city at the time, Astark Development. Ibrahim Al-Mustafa, the principal architect, who was also a politician, and went ahead to become a member of the Federal House of Representatives. AB also worked with other notable architects in the city like architect DJ Matankari, who fell in love with his dedication, passion, and design prowess as a young graduate of architecture. AB started assisting these senior architects in their architectural designs, and also started drafting for some of them with AutoCAD. Because most of the architects were just learning to transition from manual hand drawings to computer-aided designs, CAD, at the time, so AB became very relevant to some of these architects and also started teaching them how to use AutoCAD. He became so resourceful to these senior architects to the point that after his service year, they didn't want him to leave Sokoto so he can still be working with them. He also got the privilege of handling some personal architectural design jobs for some clients during his NYSC days in Sokoto. He also designed the NCCF building at the time and also started the construction until almost completion of the ground floor before he returned back to Port Harcourt. He didn't see himself building his career in Sokoto, even though he was already doing well as a young architect there. He desired greater opportunities for his career, so he returned back to Port Harcourt against the wishes of the senior architects he worked for. Shortly after his return to Port Harcourt in 2008, he got his very first and only ever job with Infinity Consults, an architectural firm headed by Arkadukemafuna Olisa in Port Harcourt. 1 month into his new job with the firm, His boss requested that his services would rather come useful in their office in Abuja, which led to AB's immediate transfer to Abuja. He worked with the firm for about a year. While in Abuja, he was still getting architectural design jobs in Port Harcourt, which led him to keep making frequent flights to Port Harcourt to meet with his private clients. A.B. Emeruwa has always been very entrepreneurial at heart and believed in charting his course. While in Abuja, he registered his company, BAM Design Consults Limited, in November of 2009. Shortly after 1 year into his job with Infinity Consults, he took the bull by the horn, damned all consequences, resigned and returned to Port Harcourt to pursue his private practice, not being certain of what the future held, but believing in his dreams. His parents never supported the idea of resigning from a job in Abuja and coming back to Port Harcourt, but they still believed in him and allowed him to pursue his dreams anyway. Shortly after his return to Port Harcourt, he was contracted to design and oversee the construction of 2 major buildings. The 2-story parsonage building of the Assemblies of God Church, Rumogba, and a massive warehouse building at Mugboba, Port Harcourt, for Mr. Patrick Uduma, a notable conference speaker, and A.B. successfully managed the execution of these 2 buildings, and which propelled his architectural career to a steady rise from then. While chasing hard his private architectural practice in Port Harcourt, A.B. decided to explore his love for fashion too, and delved into fashion design at some point. A.B. started growing a fashion design business alongside his architectural practice. His fashion designs captivated many clients and became the favorite choice of many people, both within Port Harcourt, Nigeria, and even the diaspora. He has always been a multi-talented young man. His fashion business started growing as well as his architectural practice. He was also working hard to chase his music career too, all at the same time. He went ahead to record more songs. In 2011, A.B. competed in the debut season of the popular TV reality music show, Nigerian Idol. Though he did not win, he emerged on top in the contest and further strengthened his desire to chase a music career. At some point in his life, he was actively involved in architecture, fashion design, and music, and as they all kept growing, it became really difficult to focus on all. So in September 2014, he rented his first office in Ikere Street, Rumobiakani, Port Harcourt, a 2-bedroom apartment office, where he finally made a real tough decision to quit fashion, sold off all his tailoring machines. He also took the hard decision to put music on hold so he could focus on his architectural practice. He employed his first staff, and from then on, the firm BAM Consult started growing and became a household name in Port Harcourt and beyond. Today, the firm is operating from a much bigger facility with about 18 staff in its monthly payroll and several other ad hoc staff. Today, BAM Consults has rendered design and building construction services to very notable clients like Hillel College, Prime Wash, Chad Engineering, Doxa Engineering, Jephthah Comprehensive Secondary School, Hillview Estate, International Energy Insurance, Jay's Signature Hotel, Montessori International School, RCCG King's Palace, and countless list of high-profile men and women of the society. Some of the firm's notable projects are a 3-star hotel, an apartment building, and more. He met the love of his life, Chidera, on the 16th of March 2013, along Woji Road, Port Harcourt, one faithful Saturday as he was driving home from the barbing salon where he went to have a haircut, and it was love at first sight. He stopped to give her a lift to where she was going that day, and they became friends from that moment on. His 28th birthday, which was the 29th of May of the same year. Just a little over 2 months after they met, they started dating. Their love became a love that couldn't be quenched. It became stronger with each passing day. A few months into their dating, he decided to make her his wife, and so on her 25th birthday, 16th February, he surprisingly proposed marriage to her in front of their friends, and she said yes right away. She traveled to the UK for her MBA immediately after they got engaged, but the love still became even stronger with the distance, and shortly after her return from the UK, they walked down the aisle on the 28th of November, 2015. They waited for 7 solid years before God finally blessed them with a handsome boy, Somkanichi Timothy Emeruwa, on the 13th of January 2023, and the union is still getting stronger. Today, A.B. Emeruwa's biggest passion is to put to use every gift and talent God has blessed him with to serve him to the fullest. He currently leads a gospel music group, the Sold Out Generation, which has just released a new song, Ihe Nile.
Sufficient for you. Come on, take it out.
A.B. Emeruwa is also an unpublished writer and hopes to start publishing his books in the near future. Ladies and gentlemen, may we rise and put our hands together as we celebrate the journey of the man A.B. Emeruwa at 40.